welcome back to the Conscious Spirit. I'm Pam.
I'm Mari-Lyn. Together, we are TCS Everyday Psychics.
Yes.
Yes.
And welcome to new people. If you're new, we're so glad that you've tuned in.
Yes, we are. We are. We are doing another reaction today to another requested video. And we love that people are sending in their suggestions and their requests.
Yes,
so
and we have them all on a list. And we're just trying to get down the list and do our best so all these videos that you guys ask for, we get a reaction to. So,
what are we doing?
This one is 5 scary ghost videos you won't watch in the dark. This is one of those 5 things that we love. This is our 3rd one, I think.
Yes.
Of the 5 here.
Yes.
And they're so much fun.
They are fun.
As mediums, we take time prior. You guys, most of you know this, but for you new people, you don't. Prior to most of these videos, Mari-Lyn and I will take time to look into the situation and what's going on, and then come to the video with some background information. Without knowing,
without looking at the video, we know where the video takes place, and so
this is energetically.
We energetically look into that space, whether it be a castle or a hotel or wherever it happens
without
to be.
finding out the 3D information on it or what people think they know. We get rid of that stuff, and so then we look. And I am so sorry, my channel is opening right now, and when that happens, my words get really mixed up, and I struggle a bit. So, but these ones are fun.
They are, and we don't do that. Yeah,
we just
watch it and see what happens from there.
So thank you. This will be fun.
It will be. We love these. Okay, so I guess we better have our ears on.
Yes.
And
here we go. And please, if you haven't already, please subscribe.
Yes, subscribe.
And comment. We love your comments.
Oh, we are loving your comments.
Please do. Oh, and your questions.
Experiences, your questions.
We have some of the best questions.
Yeah.
You guys are fabulous with your questions. And we do try to respond. We
do.
Can't always give full answers.
Some of your questions are so in depth. And
and we just, there's not enough. We can't do that.
But you can always email us, right, at tcseverydayspsychics@gmail.com.
And our website is theconsciousspirit.net.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to this.
To it.
Top 5 scary videos of ghosts caught on camera. Now you see it. So this might be one of the stranger clips anyone has ever sent me. 2 guys claim that they are standing outside their house when one of them sees what he describes as a, quote, transparent man walk by. Now, the story alone might sound ridiculous, but when they run inside to check the security camera, there is actual video proof.
Maybe that's a f***ing trap. Man, I just smoked my I'm good. Ate me some Scooby snacks. Up there. It's watching. Wow, that's just a trip, dude. You barely. You didn't notice nothing when you're out there? Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Goes out to the street. Keep it going.
You can see one of the guys actually watch the figure pass, while the one closest to it is completely unaware. Now I know that video compression artifacts can sometimes cause this type of thing, but note that the transparent figure is almost the same distance away as this guy, who is perfectly clear. But let me know what you think down in the comments. A turn for the worse.
All right. I had to wear my glasses for that. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm struggling with this one because my brain is telling me that, as we've talked about before, the dimensions are all right on top of each other. And once in a while, so right now, wherever you're sitting, you have multiple dimensions happening right where you are. Time is not linear, it's all stacked up on each other, so all the different lifetimes, etc., are all going on right here. I know that's a really big concept. And so what I want to say is, that's just another dimension that has sort of popped through and is picking up on the recording. But that doesn't quite feel right to me either. And part of me says, that's a hoax. So for me, I'm not sure. I'd really have to take more time with this one.
I am right there. I found it really hard to not be focused on the video.
Yes, that gets me
so
every time.
Sometimes, separating from the 3D and looking into it energetically can be really challenging. This one was really challenging for me. So this actually might be one to replay at a different time and really look into it. I don't know. I don't know.
There you go. It's a good one.
Stump the psychic.
Yes.
Stump the medium.
And sometimes, because they're so short, sometimes we need more information or we need more. But definitely, if we looked into it energetically, we could. So we might do that later, and I don't know, maybe post it.
Although it's kind of fascinating, though, that we don't get a yes or a no.
Yes.
So, something's going on somewhere, somehow, someone. Okay.
Yes.
Shall we?
All right. Yep. I turned for the worse.
Reddit user Stalker the Zone says that he works as a hospital security guard. Late one night while doing his rounds, he noticed a wheelchair on one side of the hallway. When he returned for his next round, he noticed that the wheelchair was on the other side, even though no one had been in that area of the building. He started filming and captured this.
Come on. See, I no.
After he noped his way out of there, he says that he didn't return until his next shift, and by then, the wheelchair had been put away.
See, I no.
He says that he hasn't had any other scary encounters since this incident. The House of Khalil.
That's good.
I featured Jordanian
Stop that one. That was good. Yes.
That was good. That was good.
Yes. Very good. So I think it's real.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. And hospitals are filled with people who have. So for those of you who don't know, when you first leave this body, this vehicle, you can stay on this plane for a week before then crossing all the way over. And that's probably another good topic to talk about. But so hospitals are filled with that type of spirit.
They're filled with so many.
Yes.
There's so many different types that hospitals harbor. And we have a client who is a physician at a hospital, and the stuff she comes with. My gosh, yeah. So, I think it was someone who has maybe very, very recently left their body. It feels very recent, and is just sort of figuring out this. Whoa, I'm not in my body, and there is a beat where they're not sure what's going on. They figure it out really quick. Their guides come in, they get the information, and then they're just sort of Yeah, I picked up on so much energy in that hallway.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what was moving the chair, but
Oh,
I
okay.
do believe, yes, that was real.
Okay, yeah. So it could either be so much energy that it does gather, as you all know, it gathers and it can kind of move stuff, it kind of shift things, and it's on wheels, so it shifts easily. Or it could be a conscious spirit, like I said, who just passed over, or
Yeah, could
So-
be an earthbound spirit.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on any
I didn't either.
earthbounds, but that doesn't, But yes,
they're there somewhere.
I believe it.
So yes,
And that guy was scared.
that was the best part.
I'm glad he went back to work, though.
Yes.
I'm really glad that he did
Yes.
go back to work.
Sometimes
so.
they never go back. But and I love you could hear the keys jingling. So
Okay.
all right, next one.
Number 3.
Or Ehab Kasmia in another video, and for good reason. He has some of the creepiest ghost hunting videos online.
Puppy.
In this video, he is investigating a place he calls the House of Khalil. As the story goes, a man named Khalil went insane and did away with his entire family in this house before ending his own life. It is said that Khalil's spirit still haunts the home. As he explores, Ahab begins to hear strange noises. And then
Shiver.
this.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق يا كل شيء
Ahab sees something that looks like a person peering through the window, but when he runs inside to check, nothing. But the creepy occurrences don't stop there.
وان بهاي المواقف بتكون الشغلة يا قاتل يا مقتول طبعا أعوذ بك يا قاتل يا مقتول أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم طلعوا بسم الله يي بسم الله
Ahab doesn't even seem to notice some of the bizarre events that he catches on camera.
بسم الله أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق جن والله عارف إنك جن وحياة الله.
At one point, it actually looks like a face is peering at him through a nearby window.
بسم الله تعال بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جن تعال لا شو تعال قشعر بدني وحياة
Ahab decides to leave and investigate another abandoned house that is directly upstairs from the first one. But he feels like the ghost or jinn of Khalil might have followed him. As he investigates the house, he begins to feel like he can see something lurking behind him in the mirrors.
مش عارف شوفوا زي ما أنا شفت لسه مش داخلين جوا صابني وجع راس كبير هيا خلينا نحكي شوي مع الجن بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
After that chilling experience, Ahab decides to just make a quick exit.
ما خلق. بسم الله.
So did Ahab Kasmia see the ghost or a jinn of the house's former tenant, Khalil? Or was it just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Free spirit. This next clip is a bizarre video.
Come on, there.
Woo!
Yeah. So what came through right away is I want to know what was there. I got jail. Jail was coming in like inmates. So I'd be interested to know what was either that house was at some point in time there was a jail
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Definitely spirits in the home.
Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely. Or they are jailed there now as earthies.
Okay.
I definitely got.
I could buy that.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it could have been a jail at one time. Yeah.
Yes. The Khalil or whatever, the spirit that he's wondering is
Yeah.
there. I have thought on that too, but I want you to. Do you want to talk first?
So I did not feel that
Okay.
particular one. I did feel a young man. Could have been teenage. Could have been early 20s. I also felt like a young girl. Maybe early teens. Maybe 10-ish. I couldn't feel much into her because it just was the fear was really sorry.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fear,
Okay.
and I couldn't go there.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's all right. So there was someone following him. It was someone. It was a really old spirit. I think earthbound, but been around for a long time. May not even have had a human life. I'm really not clear on that. There was so much going on. I was just all over the place trying to. I was hearing so many stories from people, etc. But that it was kind of it presented itself as sort of this this being. I don't know how to describe the being, but
Okay.
short,
Malevolent?
thin, no,
Curious?
Well, possibly malevolent, definitely curious. Long arms and legs, that kind of that you hear about all the time. That's like a really common thing to see, right? And that was following it around. And then the homeowner, I do think was there. In Catholicism, there is a thing called purgatory, which most of you have heard of. And purgatory, I don't know how this works. I just know that I've seen it.
Okay.
Purgatory is you are tethered to like an 8-foot radius, and you cannot get out of that until you've worked on your karma or whatever it is. We have crossed people over that have been in purgatory, for lack of a better, but I felt that was going on with him, and it's
Okay.
a form of karma. Our what we call karma. Karma is much more involved than the way we tend to use that word. But,
True.
so there was a lot going on there.
Yeah, there
and
was.
I would love to go visit there and clean that up.
That would be
Yeah, there are spirits that really want
interesting.
to
Yeah.
cross over, and so good one. I like that.
Was.
Did we get locked out? Oh no, good.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
Number 2.
Here we go.
It's been floating around the internet for a while. Uploaders claim that this video shows a possessed man at the moment a spirit leaves his body for a new home. Now, there are very few details or even an identifiable source for this video, but it's definitely creepy. However, is it real or fake? Well, that's up to you.
Oh, I have
I ain't afraid of...
All right. Do you want it?
I do not, because I'm still processing.
Okay, I'll let you process a little bit.
Go ahead.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it was, in my view, it was one of two things. So, a possession is extremely rare. I just want to throw that out there. It's really very rare. It does happen. We have helped people who have been possessed. Very few, but now attachments are much more common, way more common. And so I think it was either an attachment, and it just went, I'm kind of done with you, I'm going off somewhere else. There could be lots of reasons why this earthy attached to him and then moved to someone else. Or what I actually think it probably was again, this happened, as our planet, as Mama Gaia, as we are ascending, we are getting more and more glimpses into the other dimensions. And I think this was someone walking in the other dimensions and kind of hit the first guy and then kept going, and then the other guy responded too. That's what I really think happened. However, I'm not 100% on that, and so as a good psychic does, you keep asking more questions and you keep looking into it. What is going on here? And it could be the guy had an attachment and it just decided, ooh, I want to go attach to that other guy instead.
So I'm not 100% either.
What do you get?
And when you talked about just the other dimension and the guy banging into him, that could be.
Okay, that landed for you more.
But what as I was processing, it really felt like it was an attachment. It was not a possession. An earthbound. So spirits know things before they happen, right?
Yep.
Energetically, they know. There was a real feeling that he was attached to the first man just as a vehicle to find someone else, to get to another place.
Like everything lined up perfectly for that. Yeah.
Not that they need to attach to people to move through time and space, but there was a real feeling that he was using these people as vehicles to get to a particular place.
And here's another thing, and we've talked about this before. It's what here we call like trauma bonding. That's how blah blah blah. How let me try that again. How attachments happen. You have some wounding or some trauma that's unhealed. You're wide open. When a spirit has that same wounding or trauma, doesn't mean that every little thing has to be the same.
Right.
But you have, let's say I had someone die early in my life, and that wound was still very fresh and it's very painful. A spirit lost someone in their life, very young, the same thing. So
sure.
And then you attach through the wounding. And so this person, that could have been that, and then the other person walking by happened to have the same or very similar wounding so it was attracted. A like attracts like, as we always talk about.
And for this one, I'm not even going to say it was a full attachment. It feels more like it was just a hitchhike.
Yes.
He was just traveling until he found somewhere else he wanted to go to.
Yes.
So he was a hitchhiker.
He was a hitchhiker. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But that was real.
That was a fabulous video. Yeah.
It was really good. I'm really liking this one. Thank you. I know there was someone who suggested this, and Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Was that the last one?
We have
I ain't
one
afraid
more.
of no ghosts.
No
Let's
ghosts.
see.
Sure.
Popular Dutch rapper Lange Frans claims that he has no fear of ghosts or the paranormal. So the Dutch TV program Phobiac decides to let him prove that by sending him into two of the most haunted places in Edinburgh, Scotland. The first location is a very bizarre, allegedly haunted house.
This is the 17th century house down here. This is probably one of the most famous places down here. Obviously, because we do have that, the fact the cement in the walls here, the plasterwork, was actually made from human cremation ash.
So this...
Everything you see here was human cremation ash. That's another reason why people do think it's so haunted down here, because there's literally up to, what, a couple of thousand people here in the walls of this house.
True to his word, Lange Frans isn't spooked. In fact, he seems to find it funny when the film crew claims to have some spooky encounters.
Wat is er aan de hand? Je voelde wat aan je voet.
Zit er niet op camera?
Wat zeg je?
Vette voetstappen hier nou.
Rot op.
Nou, serieus.
Je hoorde wel degelijk voetstappen.
Dat is geen grapje. Vanaf verder zou hier echt naartoe komen lopen.
Ja, nee, ik zweer het je.
Het is nu officieel. Iedereen begint er gewoon helemaal de pan uit te flippen hier al.
The group next visits the Greyfriars Graveyard, which is supposedly one of the most haunted places in Scotland, perhaps even the world.
This is the tomb that seems to be the most active. It's the most notorious. We call it the Black Mausoleum. Most of the attacks seem to take place right at the back of the tomb.
Lange Frans still says that he's seen nothing even remotely frightening. In fact, he's now so cocky that he decides to sit in the haunted mausoleum all alone, leaving the film crew outside. When they return to check on him hours later, it seems his attitude might have changed.
Ik weet echt niet hoe lang ik nog ga blijven, want ja, ik ben al lang blij dat ik nu niet meer in mijn eentje ben hier, zeg maar. Hoe voel jij je dan? Kut, hè?
Anxiety.
Het is zo dat als je hier binnen bent, het is... Je voelt iets op je drukken, zeg maar. Je bent hier niet alleen. Druk het maar.
Kut man. Ga eens naar binnen voor een gein, Olivier. Echt.
Ik voelde echt een soort van... Een tikje zo op me. Godverdomme, het zal toch niet waar zijn, denk ik. Dat kan toch niet? Maar jij voelde het ook.
So one night in Edinburgh's most haunted graveyard made Lange Frans a believer.
Eén keer en nooit meer.
As always, thanks for watching.
Awesome.
All right. All right. Wow, good ones.
That's great. And thank you,
Yeah.
Nukes Top 5.
Yes.
Thank you to our subscriber that recommended this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that last one, absolutely lots of activity
Oh,
there.
so much.
First of all, when it's Scotland, it's old, very old, just old part of the world. And
Violent.
Yes.
Such a violent history.
yes. And there, people talk about, you've probably heard the word like elemental. We don't have a lot of what an elemental is here in this part of the world. That's really something that happens a lot, though, when it's really old. And there was a lot. There was a lot going. It was really kind of overwhelming to be in. I tried to stay in the energy, but I kind of kept coming in and out. You either have to be fully in there,
Yeah.
or not. Like trying to go half and half. That was rough for me. Yeah, but
I could feel it, but I wasn't even gonna go in there because
yeah. He definitely got
Too much.
patted on the shoulders or whatever it was. Yeah. So
that's great.
It didn't feel like anything was like. Okay, so the one before that, or the one with the the guy that was in that house, there was a lot of activity in the jail, that kind of thing. I would be surprised if he doesn't have, if something didn't kind of follow him home, or a lot of energy went with him home, that he, after that video, had some issues for a couple of weeks. This, I don't feel it at all. I don't think anything's following him home or anything like that. But
I can buy that.
yeah.
Yep.
So that was awesome. Thank you.
That was.
And hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you have questions, drop them below. Comments, drop them below. All that stuff.
Another recommendation? Let us know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, please.
We appreciate all of you so much. And yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.